Hi Aries, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your how does your ex feel about you reading. I decided to do these readings, Aries, because a lot of subscribers were saying to me, well, why don't you do how does your ex feel about you? We've already done the how does he or she feel about your reading, and we're never certain or sure whether it was a partner or, you know, an ex. So I just really wanted to streamline the reading just to see how the ex. So this is somebody that you finished with, this is somebody that is no longer in your life, and even if they are in your life in some capacity, they are seen as being an ex, okay? So this is the how does your ex feel about you reading, okay? So for this reading, the second difference with this reading, Aries, is that this reading is has 12 areas instead of 10, alright? So basically what happens with this reading is we look at position 1, who is your ex in their life right now. Position 2, what are the strengths of the ex? Now this can be in the, how does he or she feel about your reading? It's usually a positive. In this reading, it can be positive or negative. Position 3, what the ex's weakness is. Position 4, how does the ex feel about you? Position 5, how you might feel about the ex. Position 6, what were the strengths in the relationship when you're having the relationship with the ex? Position 7, what were the weaknesses in the relationship when you were having the relationship with the ex? Position 8, what is the likelihood or the possibility of you and the ex reconciling? Position 9, what is the overall analysis of the ex's personality, who they are as a person? Position 10, what are the main blockages to you and this ex reconciling? Position 11, what would be the outcome if you and the ex did reconcile? And position 12, if the ex came back asking for a second chance, what should you do? Okay, so that's the reading. Let's have a look at this reading then. So for the reading, we're using the Pamela Coleman Smith Rider-Waite deck, and we're also using, for your clarifiers, the miniature Hanson Roberts deck. Okay, so we're going to take up the miniature Hanson Roberts deck because we're going to use that afterwards, and we'll put that to the side like so, and let's get down to shuffling these cards. Hopefully you should be able to see everything clearly. It's quite light in here. So Universe Spirit, show me, who is this ex of Aries in their life right now? Who is this ex right now in their life? Who is the ex right now of Aries at the moment in their life right now? Show me. That's number 1. What is this ex's strengths? What are the ex's strengths? What is Aries' ex's strengths? Show me. What is ex's weakness? What is Aries' ex's weakness? Show me. How does the ex feel for Aries? How does the ex feel for Aries? Show me. How does Aries feel for the ex? How does Aries feel for the ex? Show me. What were the strengths in the relationship? When they were in a relationship, Aries and the ex, what were the strengths in the relationship? What was the weakness in this relationship when they were in it? What was the weakness? What is the likelihood of Aries and this ex reconciling? What is the likelihood of Aries and this ex reconciling? What's the overall analysis of who this ex is as a person? What's the overall analysis of who this ex is as a person? Show me. What is the major blockages towards Aries and this ex reconciling their differences? What is the major blockages towards Aries and the ex reconciling their differences? Show me. And if Aries and the ex came back together in a relationship, what would be the outcome? And if the ex should come back asking Aries to reconcile, what should Aries do? Show me. Okay. Alright, so we've got, That looks good. You can see everything on the monitor here. I haven't got my big monitor in front of me because I'm recording from a different location at the moment. Who is the ex at the moment in their life? So position 1 here. Oh wow, that showed up for another sign. That showed up for somebody else. That showed up for Taurus, funnily enough, and I just did them before, but everything was shuffled really, really well because all the cards are put back in randomly, you see, turned up right, and then everything's reversed again 3 times, and then we shuffle on them. So this is random. This is really weird. They're showing us somebody who's restless. 4 of Swords shows up when somebody's restless. This shows somebody doesn't feel peace within themselves. If somebody's withdrawn, they might want to come back with the 4 of Swords in the reverse. But really it's a mental card, and when you get the 4 of Swords in the upright, this is somebody who feels at peace with themselves, at peace with the decision that they've made. They've withdrawn, they're taking some time out of themselves. But right now, and it might be with the 4 of Swords in the reverse that this person's really busy. It just depends, really, because you can get a 4 of Swords when somebody's really busy, when it's in the reverse. Maybe they're trying to take their mind off something here with the 4 of Swords in the reverse as well. It just depends. Might be that they're feeling very, very restless concerning you or something else in their life. Might be that they're really busy and trying to take their mind off something here with the 4 of Swords. But whatever is happening here, they're not taking out much time for themselves at the moment. What is their strengths as a person? Strength, wow. Strength shows up for who they are, for their strengths. The strength card shows inner confidence. It shows the potential or the ability for self-control, because the lion is what we want to control, and the lion is the rage, the lion is the urge, the lion is the desire, the lion is the anger, the lion is anything that has the capacity to be outside of our own self-control. Strength is our self-control. So the strengths for this person are that they have got a lot of self-control, a lot of self-will as well. A lot of willpower shows up for this person, with strength showing in the upright as their strengths. What are their, and it's funny because this is their strength, but yet they're acting like this. So we'll see what this is about with the clarifiers. What is the weakness for this person, Aries? Imbalanced. Interesting energies. And usually when I find that the energies are so out of whack with each other, it usually for me demonstrates somebody who really isn't that controlled as an individual. I mean, you can get somebody who's very self-controlled, their strength is to hold back, but it might take a lot for them to do that. Okay, so you might get somebody who drinks a lot, but their strength is they say, I'm not going to drink, I'm going to go to the gym, so they do the strength energy, and yet the weakness is, well, they could fall privy to something that is, you know, has the ability to throw them off kilt again. Imbalance is the temperance energy showing here, but temperance in the reverse can mean, well, we don't manage our time right, we don't manage our lives right, we give too much energy maybe to work and not enough to love, we give too much energy to our careers and not enough time to play and just relax with family and friends and that type of thing. So the temperance card really represents the inability to manage your time, the inability to manage your life in a fair, balanced way, where you have, you know, a 50-50 life balance going on. You work, but then you work hard, but then you play hard at the same time. It's all of those energies with the temperance card in the reverse. This isn't all the time where it's an imbalance going on emotionally. Sometimes this is the imbalance that goes on in our external lives. It might be that the ex gives so much time, or too much, or the majority of its time over to one facet of its life rather than the other with the temperance energy. But again, we'll see with this weakness what this alludes to with the clarifiers. How does the ex feel about you? Okay, so the ex isn't particularly interested in the moment, because the Knight of Cups in the reverse is how they feel towards you. So Knight of Cups in the reverse is a card that says my heart isn't in it. There's a lack of interest with the Knight of Cups in the reverse. When you get Knight of Cups in the reverse, this person isn't emotionally available. The Knight of Cups in the upright means to wear one's heart on one's sleeve. It means to feel a sense of romanticism about an individual. It means to feel emotionally open and receptive to an individual. With the Knight of Cups in the reverse, none of these energies really manifest with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, because this card represents a sense of narcissism, a sense of boredom, a sense of when there isn't a vested interest in the area, especially because it's a love reading of love. So they feel towards you, or they feel about you, the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They might have felt that you were the Knight of Cups in the reverse as well. Maybe they felt that you were ungiving, or you were emotionally unavailable. But in turn, this probably made them, if they feel that you were this Aries, they might be feeling this in return because of that area. But in the main, the Knight of Cups in the reverse is saying, well, there isn't any emotional or romantic receptivity that this person feels towards you at the moment, I feel, Aries, in terms of their feeling position. How do you feel towards them? Wow, Chariot in the reverse. So it's the same thing practically. The Chariot in the reverse says, I don't want to move forward. The Chariot in the reverse means a lack of control. There is the inability to control opposing forces going on within a relationship. So in the upright, the Chariot says, yeah, there might be a struggle going on, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to work towards overcoming the obstacle and overcoming the struggle. In the reverse, it says, well, I give up on that because, to be honest with you, the struggle is too much. It's too much to cope with. Also, the Chariot in the reverse means a lack of success and a lack of achievement. So for the feelings for this person, for some of you Aries, might be that you didn't achieve anything within this relationship. You might feel as well, especially if this person is a Cancerian, it might be that they carry a hell of a lot of baggage, and their baggage was overcoming the relationship with this Chariot in the reverse. Because what happens with the Chariot in the reverse is, opposed to the Chariot upright, when you're doing the Chariot upright, what you're doing is you're pushing and you're pulling towards getting something that you want. Even though it's difficult, you are dedicated, you've got enough willpower to see yourself through the difficult times. With the Chariot reverse, it says all the obstacles that you're feeling are threatening to topple you over. So much so that when the Chariot topples over, it's difficult to put it back into one piece. We know that by watching films like Ben-Hur or Gladiator, and you see all those chariot races, and when that chariot topples over, everything goes over. The horses, the big wheels, you know, the carriage, everything. And the Chariot tends to smash into pieces. So the Chariot, your feelings for the Chariot, for this person, it might be also that for some of you guys, the Chariot reverse means that you feel emotionally wise maybe out of control concerning this individual, because the Chariot in the upright in terms of emotions means that you control how you're feeling. So it might be that your feelings for some of you guys are also out of control. We'll see. What were the strengths of this relationship when you had it? Well, the strengths were the Fool, and we can't use the old adage of the opportunity. The strength with the Fool energy, when I look at this card, for me, suggests that the sky was the limit. There was great potential, because the Fool card means to be at the start of a new adventure. And where it's going to go, you don't know. Because the Fool doesn't know. All the Fool knows is he looks up to the sky and he says, the sky is the limit. And yes, there are concerns with the white dog behind me. But you know what? I'm not going to allow my negative thoughts, because that's all the dog is behind him. The dog is really our subconscious saying, don't do it. The dog is the fear. But the Fool in the tarot is one of my favourite cards because it shows fearlessness. And it says, well, you know what? I'm going into this with my eyes closed. Really, the eyes are closed because you don't know where you're going. But you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to see where it goes. I want to see where this journey takes me. So the strength in your relationship, I feel, was that this opportunity presented you with a chance to go into the fire. Not knowing where you were going, where the situation was going to take you. Everything was new. Everything was exciting. The Fool energy for me, in terms of the strength of relationship, can also represent the potential to allow freedom. So we're not in each other's pockets. Maybe this was an open relationship for some of you guys, because when I look at the Fool card, because the card represents to be open, it represents not to carry any baggage. It might be that for some of you guys that you felt that there was no baggage in this relationship and that everything had the potential to turn out really well. But also in the main for me with the Fool energy, this is all about sky being the limit with this relationship. Didn't know where you were going, but that was a part of the excitement of the relationship. But also with the Fool card, it's a card about abandonment and not feeling tied down by anything. So it might have been a very open relationship as well, where you both decided, well, we're just going to see where things go. We're not going to kind of be in each other's pockets, but we just want to see where it goes and how it develops. I think there was a sense of freedom in this relationship. What was the weakness? The Page of Swords was the weakness. Now, Page of Swords in terms of a relationship reading can mean hurt, because it can mean somebody's ideas, they're inflicting on you and it's causing a lot of pain. This can be the card of arguments, for example. So it might be that there were some arguments here with the Page of Swords energy. For some of you, it might have been a child, for example, that might have been the weakness in the relationship. Maybe some of you had children, maybe the partner had an issue with that. But the Page of Swords in the main can mean, you know, that there are arguments, because the Page of Swords doesn't know when to stop. He usually lets his mouth run away with him because he's just learning how to master how to speak properly to people. It's the card about new ideas and initiating those ideas. The other thing with the Page of Swords is the weakness in the relationship could be initiating things. It could be communication. Because when you get the Page of Swords, it talks about relationships developing through long, involved communication, finding out about each other, learning about each other. It's a card about research and learning. So that might have been one of the weaknesses. Maybe there wasn't enough of this. Maybe with the Page of Swords, you didn't develop enough knowledge. Usually in the reverse, though, is the Page of Swords when you're not developing enough knowledge. But all the same, it can still be the upright because it's young and it's just learning. So the weakness within the relationship might have been immaturity in terms of ideas and language. It might be that you didn't develop enough knowledge concerning this person. For some of you guys, it might be that this was simply a long-distance relationship, for example, especially as the Fool is the strength, this freedom that occurred within the relationship, no strings attached kind of thing with the Fool energy. Because Fool can actually show us no string attached relationship. And the weakness being the Page of Swords, maybe something to do with communication, not enough knowledge, somebody not willing to initiate something, because this can show us somebody who delays communication as well. We'll see what happens with the clarifiers. Page of Swords can also show somebody looking around on the net, so I don't know whether anybody in this relationship was doing a bit of research, doing a bit of internet dating at the same time. What is the potential for you and this individual to come back together, to reconcile? Yeah, there is potential because you've got the Judgment energy showing here. And Judgment is the classic card in the tarot that talks about second time around, second chances. So there is the chance here with the Judgment energy for a reconciliation with this person with the Judgment energy showing here. Who is this person overall? What is the overall analysis of who this person is, Aries? They're the Three of Wands. They're always looking outside of themselves and possibly even outside of relationships. Because the Three of Wands is the type of person that wants to expand its network of friends. It wants to expand its network of contacts. This person's always looking to get on a boat, possibly looking to travel as well with the Three of Wands energy. This person wants to broaden their horizons. So this person's not really interested in being too insular in a relationship, because I feel that this person's showing us overall as the Three of Wands. This person's got their back turned and they're always looking further afield for something else. So I feel that this person's looking for something outside of themselves as an individual. What are the obstacles to you and this individual coming together? The Ten of Wands in the reverse. So the Ten of Wands in the reverse isn't just about letting go of struggles. It's actually about surrendering as well. Because the Ten of Wands in the reverse, in the upright, it's about burdens. In the reverse, it's about we let go of those burdens. So the Ten of Wands in the reverse as well can be about concealment when it's in the upright. But in the reverse, it's about transparency. But I feel that more than anything here, it's the obstacle is somebody letting go of what they're used to. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Because this, and I think it might be the ex, because they're always looking outside of themselves. They're always looking to broaden their horizons, broaden their scope, possibly connect with other people, make other connections with the Three of Wands showing here. The beauty of the relationship was freedom, I feel, with the Fool. No strings attached for a lot of you guys. Could be that the weakness was somebody was always researching or looking around on the net for stuff, potentially with that Page of Swords energy showing here. And the ex is showing us this, but then you're showing us this. And I think that with the Ten of Wands being the obstacle, somebody doesn't want to let go of something that they've been used to for a long time. Might be letting go of patterns of behaviour with that Ten of Wands in the reverse. If you were to get back together with the ex, what would be the outcome? Well, it wouldn't end very well. You've got a Four of Wands in the reverse. This is instability in a relationship. An unsuccessful venture is the Four of Wands in the reverse. So I don't see this ending successfully, because I think that this would be an unstable energy. Four of Wands. Four of Wands in the reverse means to leave. Restlessness. No security in this relationship. The inability to create a solid venture in which you can build much more going forward. No marriage, no engagement. I'm seeing failure kind of here. as the overall outcome with that Four of Wands in the reverse. If the ex were to come back asking for a second chance, what should you do, Aries? Oh God, Ace of Wands. So, you know, the Ace of Wands would usually be a yes card. So, and it's in the upright. It's not saying no with the Ace of Wands. But the Ace of Wands as a card can also tell you to think, you know, to use your intuition, because wands represent intuition within the tarot as well. So this might be saying that you need to use your intuition, you need to turn the light bulb on with that Ace of Wands energy. For some of you guys, because the thumb is up, it could be a yes, but we need to see why that's occurring there in that position. Let's get some clarifiers on the go here, Aries. So Universe Spirit, why is this person, why is this ex of Aries the Four of Swords reversed? Why is this ex of Aries the Four of Swords reversed in 2 cards? Well, we've got the World card here. Sometimes this is great success. Sometimes this is the ending of a cycle with the World. Sometimes this is coming to a situation from a point of view of maturity. Okay, so you've got a Page of Swords showing up here. So maybe there's been an ending of a cycle concerning communication with the Page of Swords energy, because the Page of Swords is all about communication, and the World card can mean the ending of a cycle. So maybe this person's quite restless right now in their world. Showing us restless, maybe because there's been an ending of a cycle. Something's come to a natural end in terms of the communication that you are having with this individual, with the Page of Swords. And maybe this person's quite restless about that with the Four of Swords showing in the reverse. Why is this person's strengths the Strength card? Why is this person's strength the Strength card in 2 cards? The Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands talks about a venture, a new venture maybe that this person is walking towards. However, the Two of Wands can also mean to be at a crossroads in one's life. And the Ten of Coins energy. It might be that, and when you get the Two of Wands as well, this card can represent somebody who doesn't want to come out of a comfort zone. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys, in here. I'll try and turn on a light and see if that works a bit better. Because sometimes there can be a glare on some of these cards, which is why I'm reluctant to turn lights on. The Two of Wands. You can see that this person is outside of the Ten of Coins, because the Ten of Coins is all about long-term relationships or building long-term relationships. I feel that the strength with this person is that they have great self-control, especially in this relationship, possibly others, but great self-control. And I think it's because with the Two of Wands energy, this person, they're standing at the precipice of a long-term relationship, but they don't really know whether they want to approach it or not. So it might be that they were at a crossroad, they had a decision to make about committing in this relationship, making it more solid, making it more unified, having something that was long-term for the future with the Ten of Coins energy. Because this person has the world in its hands already. So this person's already comfortable where they are with that Two of Wands energy. But what this person would need to do in order to walk into this area here is to come out of their comfort zone. Because the Two of Wands can actually represent being in a comfort zone and not knowing whether you want to come out of that comfort zone. Because you seem to have everything, you've got the world in your hand, this person would probably be like, well, I've got everything I need, so do I really need to venture towards building this long-term relationship with Aries or anything or anyone else? So I feel that there's a sense of, not selfishness, because people can do what they want to do in life, but I feel that this person found it difficult to come out of a comfort zone. The Two of Wands is not reversed, no. But you can still get somebody who needs to consider whether they want to make a change within their lives with the Two of Wands. They're at a crossroads in their life with the Two of Wands energy. I don't think they might have been at a crossroads in terms of their relationship, which is why their ability to hold back is so strong with the Strength energy. Might be that they're still involved in a relationship with someone else. It might have been, they might be already have been married or something like that. Maybe they're at a crossroads in a relationship here, which is why their strength is to hold back, have willpower, especially concerning you potentially. Or this could be that they were at a crossroads, they've already got the world in their hands, they're already comfortable where they are, and they didn't really know whether they wanted to venture into something long-term with you. So their strengths are the strength to have the willpower to hold back from you, Aries. But I feel that they're very restless nevertheless, Four of Swords at the moment, mentally, because there has been the ending of a cycle concerning communicating with you. So I think that they enjoyed the communication that you had, but for some reason it had to end. And I feel that they have been very strong in terms of having that self-control not to go back into that territory with you. Why is this weakness for this person? Why is this person's weakness showing as Temperance reversed in 2 cards? Why is the ex's weakness showing as Temperance in the reverse in 2 cards? Right, so the 2 of Cups is all about relationships and love and feeling complete with another individual. It's all about conjugal love. 2 of Cups. Yeah, they're in love. Their weakness is in balance here. It's not about being in love for them. Their weakness is the Temperance. They don't know how to manage. They don't know how to manage relationships. Because especially in the early stages, I feel, as well, with this Ace of Cups. But the Ace of Cups is all about being receptive to love and opening yourself up. So with this 2 of Cups energy showing here, and this is about connections and being open to love, being open to connections. And I feel that their weakness is the Temperance energy. With the Temperance energy, I hope you guys can see that actually, because the lighting's not so, the position's not so good on the cards. This person, their weakness is not knowing how to manage. Not knowing how to manage this energy here because of this. Because of the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So they don't know how to manage their emotions more than likely, I feel, with this Temperance energy in the reverse. This is their problem. It's all based on love energy. So it's about love. It's about emotions. This person doesn't know how to manage their emotions. Because this is all about being open to relationships. It might be that this person's very busy. So the weakness is Temperance, trying to create a balance. They might find it very difficult creating balance as a weakness with the Temperance card in the reverse. Because they know that to have a successful relationship, to have a very strong connection with an individual, you have to be, with the Ace of Cups energy, receptive to that and open to having that. And I feel that this person finds it difficult to give that balance, to give something of themselves to relationships, as well as giving something to themselves, maybe on a professional level or otherwise. So I feel that in this area here, there's a selfishness especially that comes with this individual, because they really don't know how to give off themselves when there's so many other things that they're trying to give off themselves to in their life at the moment. But I do feel that this person is very restless, because I feel that what's come to an end, the cycle has come to an end in terms of communicating with you. And I feel that this makes them feel restless, because they enjoyed the communication that they had with you. They enjoyed learning and developing knowledge concerning you. But for some reason, they feel it's best to hold back, because their strength is strength. Self-control, maybe in terms of venturing towards a long-term relationship with you, Aries. Because their weakness is Temperance in the reverse. They're finding it very difficult to manage certain aspects of their life, because they realise that within a relationship, you have to open yourself up fully and wholly with the Ace of Cups. And this is the thing that this person didn't want to do. They didn't see how they could do it, how they could manage their time and you at the same time. But yet they feel very restless and hurt and upset with the 4 of Swords, because the connection, the communication, the development, especially in terms of communication, has been lost. Why do they feel the Knight of Cups for Aries in the reverse? In 2 cards, why do they feel the Knight of Cups in the reverse for Aries in 2 cards? 3 of Cups shows up here. Okay. So I feel that what's going on here, you see the Wheel of Fortune here, this can either be about fate, destiny. Oh God, I don't even know whether you can see that. Geez, the lighting keeps going on and off from the other room, so it's hard to see. And the problem is that when we've got the lighting on, you can't see those cards. So the 3 of Cups here, I think that this is other people, because 3 of Cups can be groups of people. It can be when you're going out, you're having a good time, you're making connections with other people. And I feel that it's brought to them a great sense of change, but lucky changes. So it might be in developing relationships, partnerships with others. It could be other girls, other guys. I think that with the Wheel of Fortune, this has brought a great deal of change, but positive changes. What they feel is for the better. So it's almost like with this individual, when they've got something else to do, they tend to forget about Aries a little bit, because their feelings for you are the Knight of Cups at the moment. The Knight of Cups in the reverse. And the Knight of Cups in the reverse says, I don't want to give anything emotionally to this person. I don't want to tell them that I care about them. I don't want to show them that I care about them. In other words, I'm bored. My heart's not in it. So their feelings are their heart isn't into Aries at the moment. I think that there are other people around them that are providing them with some form of luck, some form of joy with that Wheel of Fortune. So I feel that they've got a distraction going on here. And that's why their heart isn't into you at the moment, because they're distracted by other things that they think are bringing them more fortune and more happiness and more luck. Excuse me. Why does Aries feel the Chariot reverse for this X? Why does Aries feel the Chariot reverse for the X? Show me. Well, I think that you've been greatly hurt with the Ten of Swords. Some of you guys might be feeling very betrayed with that Ten of Swords and really, really hurt with the Ten of Swords energy. There you go. Has brought a great deal of unhappiness with the Four of Cups. But also Four of Cups is about rejection. So this isn't so much unhappiness, because the Four of Cups talks about you've made an offer but you reject it. So this is the card that says somebody's feel rejected. So you guys are feeling very, very hurt that this person rejected you, I feel, with that Four of Cups energy. Five of Cups would usually be the card that says I feel really unhappy that something ended. This is a card that shows somebody who rejected you. So I feel that you feel the Chariot in the reverse, that you can't go any further with this individual, with the Chariot in the reverse. That you can't control these energies. And also your emotions might be a little bit all over the place with that Chariot. Because with the Chariot, when it's in the upright, remember the Chariot is a Cancerian card, so it represents the crab. The crab has a hard outer shell, and that shell is covering the underbelly, and the underbelly is very soft. So if we're looking at that card as a metaphor, what we're looking at is somebody who covers themselves, somebody who defends themselves, somebody who puts on a protection device so they can protect themselves. Somebody who can be very guarded, but also somebody who knows how to control their emotions. In the reverse, we know that if that Chariot overturns, or if the crab gets stamped on, what usually happens is everything's going to spew out. So some of you guys emotionally, you might not be feeling so much in control, because the betrayal of this person, you were betrayed by this individual with the Ten of Swords and rejected with the Four of Cups. See, these readings are designed to bring out the nuance in an individual. And we know that people can go through an array of emotions and relationships, and when they come out of them, good and bad at the same time. Here what I'm seeing is the weakness of a person who doesn't know how to manage relationships. Temperance, that's their weakness, it's reversed. They don't know how to give and take with the Temperance energy. That's their weakness. Because they know that to have a successful commitment with an individual, a connection, you're going to have to be open with the Ace of Cups. You're going to have to open yourself up fully with that Ace of Cups emotionally. And that's what this person doesn't want to do. Their strengths are to hold back with the Strength energy. To control. Two cards in the Tower, and they're very close. In the upright Chariot and in the upright Strength, both represent the need for self-control. So their strengths are to control themselves when it comes to you. Because they're at a crossroads, I feel, as to whether they wanted to fully commit and build a life with you, Aries. And yet they're restless, Four of Swords in the reverse. Mentally very restless, mentally very tortured, I feel here. Because there has been an ending of a cycle with the World card, in which communication with the Page of Swords has ended. So the ending of a cycle of that communication with the Page of Swords energy. No longer communicating, and they hate that. So there's a facet of you that they really do miss. But yet their feelings are the Knight of Cups for you, in the reverse. They're not emotionally inclined or emotionally driven towards you with that Knight of Cups in the reverse. Their heart isn't in the situation with you, because there are other people around them that are giving them fun and joy and happiness and success with the Wheel of Fortune. Mingling with other people is where they feel that their destiny lies. Perhaps to find the right person, who knows. Why was the Fool? Why was the Fool the strengths of the relationship between Aries and this individual? Why was the Fool the strengths of this relationship between Aries and this individual? Show me in two cards. Well, the Magician, this represents magic and a spark in a relationship, and something that is initiated and an intention. The Two of Pentacles is a card that represents to play the field sometimes. You know, you see, I'm seeing an intention with the Magician energy to play the field with the Two of Coins, because Two of Coins can mean that you work on, doesn't always mean that you have two relationships going. it might be that you're balancing two things at the same time. So the intention might have been to try and, you know, work on a relationship with you and balance other things at the same time. So I feel that the strength of the relationship was in the freedom. There was no strings attached as such within this relationship, because the strength, the idea with this relationship, with this magician, the idea and the intention in the first place was really just to have a good time, maybe to have a relationship with Aries, could be to have a relationship with someone else, but also just to have a relationship with Aries and maybe to balance the relationship, you know, the relationship with something else, maybe work, family, children, whatever it is. It wasn't to give everything to Aries. It was really just to have Aries as a facet of their life. And this could have been the same for you as well. But I think if this was mainly for the ex that wanted to do this here, and I think that you would have probably been in some sort of an agreement with this individual. I think you would have agreed, Aries, that to say, you know, let's just have an open relationship with the Fool energy. Let's just see how things go. No strings attached, no pressure with that Fool energy. And that works fine for the both of us, because the intention with the Magician is really just to go with the flow with the Two of Coins. It really is just to kind of have a part-time relationship here and do our own thing there. However, this person found it difficult to manage even that with the Temperance energy, because I think that what possibly happened in the relationship is, as you possibly got into it, they realised that they would have to give more of themselves than they actually bargained for. Why was the weakness the Page of Swords in this relationship? Why was the weakness the Page of Swords in this relationship between... Oopsie daisy. Or they just came out together, and I wanted two cards. The Seven of Coins and the Eight of Swords. I think that this person having to invest in this relationship was leaving them feeling trapped. So I think the weakness with this Page of Swords was arguments, difficult communication, possibly non-communication as well, because the Page of Swords can sometimes show up when somebody's delaying communication, but also this can be arguments. So I feel that this area here says that potentially there were some harsh words said in this relationship. That was the weakness with the Page of Swords. Because this person, the ex, the Seven of Coins person here, they grew tired of having to work on this relationship because it was making them feel bound and trapped to it with the Eight of Swords. But also having to continuously invest in the relationship made them feel trapped. And it kind of lines up with this area here as well, Aries, where we see that this person, the weakness was the Temperance energy in the reverse. They didn't know how to manage this relationship. They didn't know how to have a 50-50 relationship. Give and take relationship, because they recognise that to commit to you with that Two of Cups, they would have to have been emotionally invested and emotionally open to that and receptive to that, and they had problems with that, especially as the Knight of Cups is their feelings towards you in the reverse. Their heart isn't in the relationship and their heart isn't into you, because with others with that Three of Cups, I feel that they're having a pretty damn good time with that Wheel of Fortune. Therefore, this acts as a distraction. Don't need Aries at the moment, because I'm having a good time doing whatever I want, whenever I want, without having to, the restrictions of having to be in a relationship with Aries. However, this is interesting. The potential for a reconciliation with you is Judgment. Let's have a look. Why is the potential for a reconciliation with Aries Judgment? Why is the potential for a reconciliation for Aries and this ex Judgment? Show me in two cards. Somebody's waiting. Nine of Wands energy. Waiting for progress. Six of Rods. Well, there is potential for a reconciliation here, because somebody is waiting for progress to occur. Now, the Six of Rods, or waiting for somebody to arrive. Six of Rods isn't always about moving on. Sometimes it's about making progress in a relationship, and sometimes it's about a trip, travel with a partner. So it might be the potential for, and it didn't factor anywhere here because of what the ex is feeling here and what you're feeling here, but somewhere in the future there could be a reconciliation. Maybe some of you guys are going to be waiting for this person to come by, to arrive, to come round. Maybe this person's going to contact you at some point. Why is the ex, the overall analysis of this ex showing us the Three of Wands? Why is the overall analysis of this ex showing us the Three of Wands? Show me. Oh my God, look. Did you see that? Three of Wands came up again. You see the clarifier. There you go. They're there fucking again. Same card, but just as a clarifier. So it's because of the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is definitely a factor in this. Now you'll see here that that Three of Wands is turning its back. You can see, can you see how the Three of Wands turns its back to the Ten of Wands? It's got its back fully turned. This person's turning their back on struggles. So as a person, this person doesn't like being under duress. It hates it. This person really does hate it. They don't like feeling like they're being hemmed in or they're being forced to do anything. So as a person, this person's always looking forward. They're always looking to expand their network, meet new friends, meet new partners, expand their horizons. Because this person turns their back, Three of Wands, always looking forward, always looking to expand their horizons. And in that looking to expand their horizons, they're able to get rid of any type of burdens that are carried around. This person doesn't like to be held down, which is why the relationship at first worked, because it was free. This person thought, oh wow, I'm in with Aries, because Aries agrees. They don't want commitment. They're like me. They just want a relationship where we can have a good time, because what we want to do is, the intention with the Magician is just with the Two of Coins, yeah, possibly sex. It looks like somebody's handing someone's breasts. Sorry, but it does. The intention is just to have a good time, maybe sex, with Aries, with that Two of Coins showing there. Look at it. Looks like he's holding a pair of breasts. My intention is just to have maybe sexual pleasure with Aries, or my intention with the Magician energy is just to have a part-time relationship with Aries, but I don't want anything full. And that's why they're there, is the Temperance card in the reverse. Weakness, can't manage it, can't deal with the relationship, can't do the 50-50 shit, because they represent, they recognise that this relationship, Two of Cups, it needs to be whole. With the Ace of Cups, it needs to be an all or nothing. So what they bargained for is what they didn't get in the end. Why is the obstacles to Aries and this person reconciling their differences, the Ten of Wands in the reverse? Why is the obstacles to Aries and this person, this ex, reconciling their relationship, the Ten of Wands in the reverse? Show me. Because the Emperor, and that's you as the Emperor, Aries, because Aries is an Emperor card. Chariot. I think the obstacle is because this person feels free with that Ten of Wands. This person has managed to release all the burdens. You can see that they didn't want any part of these burdens here. They don't want to be held back. They don't want to feel that they're being limited. So the obstacles to having a reconciliation is that this person feels, again, baggageless. Ten of Wands in the reverse is releasing that baggage. Why is that? Because Aries as the Emperor, both cards, two cards that represent somebody who wants control. Aries, Emperor. Aries wanted to control the situation. Aries, the Emperor, wanted to control the situation with the Chariot energy. It can always also be, if this isn't you, Aries, that they're showing as the Emperor. And what they were doing was creating, what they're thinking is, well, I need to create boundaries on this situation by maintaining control with the Chariot energy showing here. But I think more than anything, there's the blockage is them, because they feel free with that Ten of Wands in the reverse. Perhaps because they feel that you, as the Emperor, because the Emperor has a certain way of thinking and seeing things. So maybe they felt that you, as the Emperor, wanted to control. You wanted to maintain control through the Chariot energy, driving this relationship forward. This person looks like they might have felt a bit suffocated in the relationship for some reason, Aries. Why is the Four of Wands the outcome in the reverse? If Aries and this person were to come together again, why would the Four of Wands be the outcome? Show me in two cards. Right, Ace of Coins, beginning of a commitment, the potential for a new venture, or the potential for a relationship to become something more solid and more stable. Needs to be shared. There needs to be a compromise on this, because the Six of Coins is all about generosity and sharing and compromise. So in terms of having this commitment with the Six of Coins, I feel there needs to be some form of compromise on that with the Six of Coins. Now I'm reading the Six of Coins as being a compromise card, because this is about give and take. And all relationships need give and take, every single one of them. That's what makes a relationship work, when it's give and take. when there's compromise. And this is why the potential is tears before bedtime. Four of Wands in reverse, instability. No stability, no ability to make this relationship into the success that you'd like it. No marriage, no engagement, none of that with the Four of Wands in the reverse. Why is that? Because a relationship, if you're going to have a long-term commitment or a view to a long-term commitment with that Ace of Coins, it needs to be a shared ideal with the Six of Coins. It needs to be give and take. There needs to be compromise. And if there's no give and take, somebody also needs to be happy to receive these things. And I don't think that this person, whoever the ex is, was happy to do that. And finally, if this ex came back, why should Aries do the Ace of Wands? Why should Aries do the Ace of Wands if the ex came back? Nine of Coins. So this shows us somebody who values themselves and somebody who's independent. But wherever that lady looks towards the Nine of Coins lady, that's what she's thinking about because she's on her own. Well, I think that your own value and time on your own, for some of you guys, you might not even be on your own. Maybe you're in relationships. But, if you're looking at this reading because you're in a relationship, then your relationship can't be that great because you wouldn't be looking at how your ex feels about you. You'd be more concentrated on the relationship. So if you're whether you're in a relationship or not right now, some of you guys might be feeling on your own. And I feel that it's this time, spending time on your own, that brings in, with the Ace of Swords, the clarity that you need. And what is that clarity, I'm wondering? The Three of Swords. So the clarity is about the Three of Swords. That you've got differences of opinion and different. So it's saying here, if this person should come in, again, Ace of Wands, yeah, you could go for it. But only on the premise that this time that you spent, perhaps with the Nine of Coins, reflecting on this situation, brings you to a point of clarity with that Ace of Swords, that this relationship is probably not going to be forever, with the Three of Swords showing there. It's probably not going to be forever because there's differences of opinion in this relationship. So yeah, you could still go for it, but only on the premise that this person isn't going to want something long term with you. So treat it as what it is. If this person should come back, because there was something good that happened in this relationship, and every relationship is different. Okay, now if you want a committed relationship and somebody doesn't want a commitment with you, then yeah, sure, fuck it off. You don't need to do it. You don't need to go for it. You know where you stand and you know what you want. But if you like the individual and you say to yourself, you know what, I like them, we had good sex, we had a good time, we had a lot of fun, I'll go in with it without any strings attached, then you can still do it, Aries. But you've got to do it in honesty, complete and utter honesty. Because the universe is saying, well, yeah, you could still have a good time. Ace of Wands shows up. That's a yes card in the tarot. It's saying, yeah. But it also says, what should you do? Switch your light bulb on. Because the Ace of Wands is about switching that light bulb on. It's the Epiphany card. It's telling you to recognise your intuition. Switch the light bulb on with the Ace of Wands. Because this time apart with the Nine of Coins, wherever she looks, this Nine of Coins lady, that's what she's thinking of. So you as the Nine of Coins, Aries, you're looking across at their Ace of Swords and you're saying, this time on my own, I've come to realise with the Ace of Swords that maybe this situation can only cause me pain with that Three of Swords. So therefore, what should you do? You don't have to do anything because it's the light bulb that comes on here. For some of you guys, you can go for it, Ace of Wands, because that's the green light card. So the universe is saying, yeah, you can go for it. But just realise, just take a note off, that this time that you spent on your own has made you realise that this person will only cause you pain if you invest more than you should in the relationship. If you're happy to go with just a sexual relationship or just having fun, seeing each other whenever, then fine, great. But if not, don't bother going there. We'll quickly get this reading again. This is the reading, how does Aries X feel for them? In this person's life, they're very restless. And I think that they're restless because there has been an ending with the world. And I also feel that there's distance, because the world can show up as being a distant card. Maybe that they're a part of the world, you're a part of the world. But I feel that there's distance here, the ending of a cycle in terms of communicating with you. And I think that they miss the communication that they used to have with you, with these areas here. And they're mostly restless about that. But their strength is that they're able to hold back on their urges with that strength card, and they're able to hold back on their desires with the strength energy, because they realise that they were at a bit of a crossroads, not knowing what direction to take in terms of this relationship. Should they be going for something long term with you, or should they be going on their own path? Also, I feel with the Two of Wands, this person really built a comfort zone. So they have a certain way of living, a certain pattern of behaviour that they're quite happy with doing. And they were standing at that kind of precipice of should I or shouldn't I go into, should I or shouldn't I venture into this area with Aries? Because the weakness is for them, they didn't know how to manage this relationship. They were possibly, the weakness is possibly giving more time over to other things rather than relationships, Aries. And that's because they recognise that to have a complete relationship with an individual, the Two of Cups, you have to be open to it. You have to be receptive to it with the Ace of Cups. You have to be able to open your heart to it and be happy to do that. Be happy to have that new relationship and give everything to it. But it was difficult for this person to do that because their feelings be with the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They're not open emotionally to you. Their heart isn't into romance with Aries at the moment, because I think that there are other people around them, that Three of Cups, that are providing their fun and their happiness and their joy and their luck and their abundance and all of that type of thing with the Wheel of Fortune energy. And it could also be that maybe with this Three of Cups energy, I'm not reading it as a soulmate card or anything like that, but maybe with, you know, talking to other people, building partnerships with other people. It might be business dealings, whatever it is. It's giving them their fortune at the moment. They're in a very lucky phase concerning this. So they're very distracted from you emotionally with that Knight of Cups energy because of those elements. You feel the Chariot, that you can't move forward with this person. This relationship has not been successful. You haven't been able to overcome your obstacles, and you probably won't be able to come those obstacles with this person, Aries, because this person betrayed you, Ten of Swords, and let you down, rejected you with the Ten of Wands. Sorry, the Four of Cups. When you were together, the relationship was good. The strengths were no strings attached, the Fool. Very open relationship, very free relationship, not tied to each other, because the intention from the start with the Magician was just to play around a bit with the Two of Pentacles. 50-50, sometime with Aries, sometime with their friends, sometimes doing this, sometimes doing that. Maybe the intention was to play the field. See Aries, but see other people at the same time. But then the weakness was that there were arguments, Page of Swords, harsh words said with the Page of Swords energy. Because this person grew tired with the Seven of Pentacles of having to invest in this relationship, having to put effort into it, because it left them feeling very trapped and very bound with the Eight of Swords. However, the potential for a reconciliation, yeah, it's judgment. There is potential for a second chance here, because somebody is waiting for progress or waiting for someone to arrive. So there might be some communication in the future between you guys, somewhere along the line. However, who is this person overall? They're the Three of Wands. They're always looking outside of themselves. They're always looking to make connections with others. This is a very much a social butterfly. This is somebody who likes to be around lots of people. This is somebody who likes to travel. Somebody who likes to, you know, build up business contacts, connections with other people. Always outside of themselves. And why is that? Because they don't want the pressure of a relationship. Three of Wands, turning its back on the Ten of Wands. By looking outside of themselves, they can leave out the pressure, the burdens that relationships carry. Having to be in perhaps monogamous, stable relationships carry. Sorry, light's going on again, it's dark. What are the obstacles to you being together? Ten of Wands, this person feels baggage less. They feel like a load has been lightened with the Ten of Wands energy showing here. Why is that? Because they felt that you were trying to drive or control the relationship, you being the Emperor in the driving seat with the Chariot. So they felt that you were really trying to push this relationship. And it's something that they didn't like. This person doesn't like feeling oppressed. They don't like feeling that somebody else has more control than them. And therefore, if you were to come together in a relationship, what would be the outcome? Four of Wands in the reverse, unstable energy, no chance. No chance with that Four of Wands in the reverse. You would not find your security with this person because The potential for a relationship to grow and develop in the long term with the Ace of Pentacles needs to be a shared thing with the Six of Coins. And therefore, if this person should come back to you and say, let's give it a second chance, you could do with the Ace of Wands, yeah. But you need to be aware of that Nine of Coins. If you value yourself, you need to be aware of the truth. The Ace of Swords. That this person might cause you heartbreak. This person might have other people on the go. And also that there might be some separation somewhere down the track between you guys. It might not last. Also, it's saying with this person coming back, be very aware with the Ace of Wands. Tap into that intuition of yours. Let the light bulb go on. That this time that you spent on your own Aries with the Nine of Coins should have given you the realisation with the Ace of Swords that this person could only ever bring you pain in the end with the Three of Swords. That's your reading, Aries. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.